Hello friends of Tony's Little Garden, welcome to another video where today we are starting a very interesting crop for our garden. This is Pak Choi, also known as Chinese cabbage or Asian cabbage. Isn't it, it's part of the cruciferous family, so we more or less know what care this type of crop needs, the Pak Choi, and besides, it's very popular in Asia and is starting to reach our country. I tried it when we were in Vietnam and I couldn't stop eating it. Atastit alisad? Honestly, I loved it. Moreover, Pak Choi is a leafy cruciferous vegetable. It's a leafy green cruciferous vegetable with a white stem, boasting multiple health benefits since it's rich in vitamins and minerals. Also, among cruciferous vegetables, it's one of the easiest crops to grow. The advantage is that it has a shorter growing period than others like cabbage or cauliflower. We have 2 moments to plant them by Yasantakitachep, Ambaldaliapellan. I always recommend cruciferous by my experience, and especially because we have less work in the garden in autumn, so we should plant the seeds in summer to transplant them in the garden in autumn. The other option would be to plant seeds in a seed bed at the end of winter to transplant them in spring. The only problem with planting them in spring is that if we have very hot springs, the Pak Choi might put and ruin the crop. That's why I always like vegetables. Looking ahead to autumn, as I said, the garden has fewer crops taking up space. I'll also show you the seeds so you can see they are like the rest of the cruciferous family, small black balls. So let's get started with the seed bed. You could do a direct sowing, but it's much more interesting to prepare a seed bed where we can control all the factors. I have prepared this entire seed bed because they are actually consumed quite a bit, they're not very large, and we can eat more than one at a meal. Therefore, I'm going to plant some seeds now, and I'll plant more in 20 or 25 days to keep harvesting Pak Choi throughout the autumn. Really, I have to say it's a pleasure. It's a very simple and quick crop. The first thing we have to do is prepare our seed bed. They don't need very deep seed beds, so we just fill them with a substrate prepared by us rich in worm castings. I'll leave here a video on how we can make the best substrate for seed beds. However, you can also buy it, a special substrate for seed beds, and do the planting. So let's fill our gappy. This substrate which you've seen me remove some bits from, is made with my homemade compost mixed with homemade worm castings. We have all these videos on the channel so you can do it at home. And like I said, it's very good to do this seeding now in summer, late summer, August, September in the northern hemisphere because it needs good temperatures to germinate, between 15 and 20 degrees. So we can easily provide those temperatures now in August or September or late summer for the southern hemispheres. Once filled, we press our seed bed down a bit. Not too much, just so it's about a finger's width from the top. We're also not going to pack the substrate too tightly. We'll leave all the space it needs to germinate. And I really advise you to try new crops like this Pak Choi or some others I've featured on the channel, such as Kuka Melon, which is also very interesting, or Kiwano. I love bringing you a new crop every year to try out because sometimes it's good to step out of the ordinary and try something new. Even though the garden is already quite a bit of work on its own, we're going to look for interesting experiences too. I overdid it a bit here. Let's remove some so the substrate can sink in a bit. For me, this is the best way to prepare a seed bed. I find it the fastest way to always fill it like this and then remove the excess. And by sinking the fingers in a bit, I don't know how you do it, you can leave comments, but for me, this is the quickest system. As you see, the seeds aren't very big and there's quite a lot, so we're not going to risk it and we'll put 2 to 3 seeds per cell. It's okay if 1 or 2 extra get in. It's always better to add more seeds than less, just in case one fails or sprouts weak, or if maybe a snail eats them, or bad weather comes. Well, a ton of things. It's better to replicate them later and separate them into another seed bed, then to have empty gaps because nothing germinated. So let's keep filling. I have a really interesting sowing tool, but well, in the end, I didn't bring it, and that's okay for seed beds. We try to keep it in the middle, like this, and and really, in one packet, I get enough for 3 or 4 sowings of this so it's perfect for the whole autumn. We have some leftover which we pack in the envelope, as I said, for staggered sowing. Staggered sowing is very interesting for this type of crops. Also, when we move it to the ground, do remember, it won't be a crop that takes up excessively much space, so we can leave a garden bed for renewing our crops. Alright, now let's cover. As always, and another of the most common mistakes when making a seed bed is that we bury the seeds too much. We're going to bury the seeds 1 to 3 times their size. So for me, the best when seeds are very small is to sprinkle substrate, okay? Cover about a maximum of 1 centimeter. And that would be more than enough. And really, as I said, it's one of the biggest mistakes. I'll leave a link here to 7 very common mistakes we all make in seed beds. And even if we have leftover substrate, we do like this. And it comes out perfectly. We're going to make the most of all this. Where we've left uncovered, and now we have our seed bed ready, our seed sown. Honestly, it's a pleasure, especially when they germinate. And as I always tell you, once you've sown or planted something, I bet you're repeating it yourselves. Let's give it a very good first watering, especially to settle all the substrate and get started with the germination process. I use this homemade watering can. I've added a bit of egg to wake up our seeds much faster. So we apply a bit of water. Regarding watering, Pak Choi, like the rest of the cruciferous family, are crops that need more or less moist soils, not excessively waterlogged, to avoid root rot, but they don't tolerate lack of water well at all. That's why autumn is also a good time, because thanks to the rains, the soil will be more humid. However, we must always ensure that the substrate doesn't dry out too much, both in the seed bed and in the ground. Like the garden bed where we're going to plant it. Light but frequent waterings. And another very important point about growing Pak Choi is that it doesn't tolerate frost at all, which makes it very suitable for autumn cultivation, because the frost will come in winter. And it doesn't tolerate very high summer temperatures at all, which is perfect for spring. I tell you this so you can plan when to plant and how you should prepare the seed bed, which roughly will be between 15 and 20, or a month, more or less. Depending a bit on the plant's development and temperatures, it will be that time in the seed bed, and from there we will put it in its final place. We'll avoid the high summer temperatures and frost. We'll leave our seed bed, like all seed beds, in a spot where it gets direct sunlight. Very important. And as I said, good temperatures between 15 and 20 degrees. Now, since it's summer, I can leave it out here. Otherwise, we would take it to the greenhouse, which you can't see because of the corn. But anyway, there's the greenhouse where I make the winter seed beds. Here the summer ones. So anyway, we'll be back. When they start to germinate, I'll let you know how many days it takes them to germinate and their development. It's been 6 days and our Pak Choi is starting to germinate. It's doing so irregularly. It's normal, no worries. Little by little, they'll all start germinating. And we continue with the process. 4 more days have passed, and as you see, our Pak Choi is starting to germinate everywhere. I want to show you something so you can see how temperature affects it. I had these inside the house where it was still warmer. In the greenhouse, they've germinated much sooner and have grown much more. The problem was they weren't in direct light and got a bit isolated, so I've already moved them to the greenhouse. But you see the difference in the stems, much thinner than these. That's because they were looking for light. I have a very old video that I'll leave here so you can understand what isolation is. Our seed bed is coming along well. Yeah, they're already starting to grow through leaves. Super cool, honestly. Citadis, in some cases, like here, we've had snail attacks. It's normal, slugs, other little bugs, so it's ideal to sow extra. We still won't do thinning until the true leaves grow a bit more. But from here, we can get many more plants. As I mentioned, we have had some loss. We can use some remedy to fight off snails. Look, here we sowed and nothing came out, so in a few days, Now, what we'll do is take one from here and place it in this seed bed. And here, Fudenda, for example, none have germinated either. So this is the normal process. It's always better to plant more because some might fail, get eaten by an animal, or come out defective. Look, 10 more days have passed and we already have the true leaves, the stems. So these Pak Choi are ready to be cultivated. There we have a slug attack. Pay close attention. Well, if you put them too close to the edge, they come in. See? I have them separated here so that slugs and snails don't get in. But since there's a leaf very close, they stretch out. And look what I have here. These are the slugs from the garden. So folks, we have our Pak Choi ready to plant in its final spot. We could actually do it today, but it's raining, it's pouring down, so it's better to wait a bit. But as you can see, a pretty simple seed bed, pretty quick. In about a month, we can put our Pak Choi in its final spot. A very interesting autumn crop. And don't forget, I'll mention it in the video on how and when to plant. We need to do staggered planting because otherwise we'll have the whole harvest at once. So folks, soon we'll continue with the Pak Choi series. I hope you liked the video, especially that it was helpful. And I'll see you next Thursday on Tony's Little Garden channel. See you later.